stupid toy!
Remember those cute action figures from Small Soldiers? Yeah, you know, the ones designed for kids but programmed like they were about to invade a small country? Well, behind those smiling toys and bright packaging is a movie that was originally aimed at older teens and adults. This so-called kids film is secretly dark, surprisingly violent, and way more subversive than the marketing ever let on. Real explosions tore through suburban sets just to make the battles feel real. And honestly, the body count for lawn furniture alone is outrageous. This wasn't Toy Story with batteries, this was war. And alongside all of that chaos, there are 12 crazy facts that most people don't even catch until their second or third watch. So today, let's get into it and uncover what Small Soldiers was really trying to deliver. Number 12. Military advisors consulted on toy tactics. To bring the toys to life, the production team of Small Soldiers drew on real military expertise. What makes this detail so fascinating is the role of John Rosengrant, an artist at the legendary Stan Winston studio. Rosengrant's teenage hobby of sculpting and painting military miniatures became the unexpected key to designing the fearsome soldiers that we see in the movie. His attention to detail ensured that every member of the Commando Elite, the primary antagonists, looked and moved like battle-hardened troops. That dedication didn't stop there, though. The team actually worked hard to make the puppets and animatronics move like real soldiers. They designed their actions to mimic actual military strategies, making every move look realistic. Puppeteers would practice carefully, making sure that every ambush, quick attack, or sneaky maneuver felt just like something you'd see in real combat. Even their appearance told a story. The themed designs of the Commando Elite were aligned with a specific military aesthetic, with every scar, uniform detail, and weapon they wielded reinforcing their identity as highly trained commandos.
Commando Elite, fall in!
Number 11. Animatronics used instead of full CGI. Going with CGI entirely to bring the toy characters to life might have been the easier path. However, the filmmakers behind the movie chose something far more unexpected. Instead of fully relying on computer graphics, they used a weird and amazing mixture of animatronics and CGI that made the toys feel like they truly existed in the real world. To make the magic happen, Stan Winston Studio designed full-scale animatronic versions of the toys. These puppets were packed full of complex mechanisms, servos, and radio controls, which allowed them to perform specific movements and even appear close up as if alive. But that's where things get really interesting. While the animatronic puppets looked amazing up close, they couldn't handle all of the fast-paced action scenes the movie needed. So that's when Industrial Light and Magic stepped in to help.
Major Chip Hazard seeks the location of the Gorgonite scum. They are not destroyed.
Because if the Commandos destroyed them, they wouldn't be looking for them.
They combined CGI with the physical puppets to create something truly incredible. And the final result became a superb combination of about 1/3 practical effects and 2/3 CGI. This mixture made the toys run, jump, and show feelings in ways that wouldn't have been possible with just puppets or CGI alone. Number 10. Voice cast included major film actors. Now, it's not often that a movie about toys battling each other showcases a cast that feels straight out of Hollywood, but this one does exactly that. The voice cast is packed full of superstar talent, bringing the toy characters to life in unforgettable ways. Leading the charge is Tommy Lee Jones, who voices Major Chip Hazard, the commanding leader of the Commando Elite. His intense and powerful delivery makes the character grab everyone's attention, while on the other side, Frank Langella voices Archer, the noble leader of the peaceful Gorgonites. Now, that's not all though. The Commando's elite ranks feature voices from some legendary actors from the war movie The Dirty Dozen. Think of names like Jim Brown, Ernest Borgnine, George Kennedy, and Clint Walker, all giving the toy soldiers tough-as-nails personalities. The Gorgonites aren't left behind, though. They have a fun and quirky edge thanks to voice actors from hilarious cult classics like This Is Spinal Tap. Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, and Harry Shearer all bring their humor to life, giving the peaceful toys a unique charm. Even the creepy Gwendy dolls have famous voices behind them, including Sarah Michelle Gellar, Christina Ricci, and more.
They're sort of like supermodel dolls.
Hi there! Cannon Fodder Gwendy reporting for duty, sir.
And for more star power, Phil Hartman delivers a memorable performance in one of his final roles as Phil Fimple, leaving a lasting impression. Add to that young stars like Kirsten Dunst, Dennis Leary, and David Cross in the human cast, and suddenly, what seems like a simple children's movie transforms into a cinematic adventure with a voice lineup you'll never forget. Number 9. Joe Dante originally wanted the Predator cast to voice the Commando Elite. Before the iconic voices of the Commando Elite were finalized, there was an idea that was so wild and unbelievable it could have changed the entire feel of the movie. Director Joe Dante originally wanted the cast of the legendary action film Predator to voice the Toy Soldier Squad. Just imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger himself as Major Chip Hazard, barking orders with his signature intensity. Think of Shane Black as Kip Callaghan, or even Carl Weathers bringing his tough-as-nails demeanor to Butch Meathook. Jesse Ventura as Brick Bazooka, Sonny Landham as Nick Nitro, and finally Bill Duke as Link Static. This lineup would have been an all-star team of action hero personalities, giving the Commando Elite an unmatched explosive edge.
I think a lot of the stuff that we're trying to do in this movie is pretty unique. I don't think it's really been done before on this scale.
The idea was to connect the movie to classic military action, but even though it was a cool concept, it did not end up happening. Number 8. Themes closer to war satire than comedy. Small Soldiers is actually a sci-fi action comedy, but here's where things get unexpectedly strange. Beneath its colorful and family-friendly exterior lies a dark and clever war satire that hits much closer to home than you may expect. The movie begins with what seems to be a simple idea, action figures fighting each other, but then it quickly becomes something much deeper. Instead of just being silly bad guys, the Commando Elite represents something more serious. Their strict following of orders, harsh methods, and focus on winning at all costs shows a connection to real-world military behavior. But that's not all. The plot is also a biting critique. The movie shows how putting powerful military technology into toys is a way to make violence and war seem normal, like it's just for fun. And when you watch the Commando Elite fight, it becomes more than just exciting action. It's actually showing how modern warfare sneaks into daily life, even reaching kids through harmless things.
School's out, loser. Hiya!
Number 7. The original cut was even darker. The current film is dark, no doubt, but the original version was on a whole different level. Director Joe Dante revealed that at first, he was told to make the movie an edgy picture for teenagers, but things changed when big corporate sponsors and toy tie-ins got involved. Suddenly, the studio decided to tone it all down in order to make it more suitable for a younger audience. This meant that the intense action scenes and some of the violent moments were either cut out or watered down before it hit theaters. But how much more dark were those scenes? Well, they actually shot a scene where the Abernathy family's entire house exploded. But guess what? That was pulled from the movie because studio execs felt that it was just too much. Deleted scenes and unused footage, like more aggressive battles between the Commando Elite and the Gorgonites, are now legendary amongst fans, some of them showing up in early trailers, but other parts have been lost to obscurity over time. Number 6. Marketing sold it as family-friendly. When the film was released in 1998, it came out with all the energy of a family-friendly blockbuster, or so the audiences were led to believe. The marketing machine behind Small Soldiers painted it as the ultimate kids movie with flashy licensed toys, a thrilling video game, and even a major Burger King kids meal promotion that featured the movie's beloved characters. But behind all of the child-centric branding lurked a film that was packed full of intense action, violent themes, and edgy PG-13 material, which stunned parents, sponsors, and viewers alike. Burger King execs were reportedly blindsided when they discovered that the movie that they'd attached their children's meal promotion to was not as innocent as they had been promised. And so, The fast food chain issued a surprising disclaimer with the toys, warning that while they were fine for all ages, the movie itself wasn't necessarily kid-friendly. They even offered concerned parents the option to exchange the toys for alternatives. Critics did not hold back when pointing out the big difference between how the movie was marketed and what it turned out to be. Famous reviewers like Roger Ebert said that it felt much more like a violent action film, with toy soldiers acting in ways that would scare younger children. Number 5. Director Joe Dante leaned into chaos. Right from the beginning, director Joe Dante was told to craft something edgy that was more fitting for teenagers than your usual kid-friendly fare. And so, he ran with it. The movie ended up being more than just silly jokes and laughs, as we see in kid-centered films, and turned into a much more wild war zone with tiny soldiers caught in unexpected battles. Those soldiers in the movie turned ordinary objects into weapons and used clever battle strategies that felt surprisingly realistic. They even blasted loud music to throw off their enemies. Even when the studio tried to tone things down by softening some of the violent content, Dante wasn't afraid to fight back. He pushed to keep as much of the original action and chaos as possible, even reworking CGI scenes to hang on to moments of explosive conflict. Number 4. Practical explosions used in suburban sets. Practical explosions in a children-centered film? Well, it may sound shocking, but some of the fiery chaos in the movie was not just special effects magic. Believe it or not, certain explosion scenes were actually filmed using real pyrotechnics on suburban sets and not created with CGI. Director Joe Dante wanted the real effects to make the toy battles feel more intense and real. One scene that he planned included the Abernathy house blowing up in a huge explosion created with an actual fireball and special effects set up by a highly skilled team.
Fire!
However, as I mentioned earlier, most of these on-set explosions were cut or toned down in the editing process in order to make the movie more suitable for a younger audience and keep its PG-13 rating. But you only have to appreciate that they managed to take such practical shots safely and with professional precision. Number 3. There's a Gremlins Easter egg in the film. It may be weird, but you'll often find that some of the coolest movie details are ones you may have never noticed unless somebody pointed it out. And guess what? Small Soldiers is packed full of hidden Easter eggs referencing the 1984 creature classic Gremlins, also directed by Joe Dante. These nods are like secret winks to the fans, clever, subtle, and totally easy to miss if you're not paying attention. First off, there's a computer password used by one of the toy developers in the movie called Gizmo, the name of the lovable Mogwai from Gremlins. That's right, they slipped this in as a little tribute right under everyone's nose. Another Easter egg is tucked away in a dumpster behind the toy store. If you look closely, you'll spot a Gizmo figure casually thrown in amongst the trash. It's like the filmmakers left breadcrumbs for fans to find. And then, on Alan's desk in one scene, there's a gremlin skull. It just sits there staring right at you, a subtle and spooky nod to Dante's earlier iconic film. These clever references look weird, but only till you understand they were intentionally placed as a fun homage to Gremlins. Number 2. The film was re-edited after Phil Hartman's death. Phil Hartman, the comedian and actor, brought the role of Phil Fimple to life in Small Soldiers, where he played Christy's suburban father, adding humor and charm to the movie. But sadly, there's one heartbreaking fact about his connection to the film. He passed away in May of 1998, only a couple of months before it was released. This made his performance in the movie even more meaningful to his fans. And out of respect for Hartman and the circumstances surrounding his passing, filmmakers made some last-minute decisions to alter scenes. Moments where toy soldiers pointed their weapons directly at Hartman's character were either edited or removed entirely. Even one of his lines, "I think I'm having an aneurysm," which might have hit too close to home, was cut out of the final version. And now, one thing that you'll notice only when you rewatch the film is that there's a tribute hidden in plain sight.
Hi, I'm Phil Fimple. I'm here to negotiate the surrender of the Gorgonzolas.
The end credits include a heartfelt note for Phil dedicated to honoring his memory. And if you stick around until the very end, you'll find a post-credits blooper that captures Hartman's infectious spirit, offering one final laugh in his iconic style. Number 1. It flopped and then became a cult classic. After the release, the film got a surprisingly lukewarm reception, which divided audiences and critics. Despite its ambitious marketing campaign and a wave of toy tie-ins, the movie grossed only $54.7 million domestically and $71.8 million worldwide against a $40 to $60 million budget. That's right, it did manage to turn a small profit, but the numbers fell short of the breakout success the studio anticipated for a summer action comedy. Critics held mixed opinions, some applauding the innovative special effects and the imaginative concept, while others, including Roger Ebert, pointed out a mismatch. The movie's dark and violent undertones clashed with its family-friendly promotion, and all of it created confusion while dampening its appeal through word of mouth. With a Rotten Tomatoes score that hovers around 50%, it ended up overshadowed by other blockbuster hits of 1998 and would be labeled an underperformer or even a flop at the time. But here's where things take an unexpected turn. Decades later, the film would go from being forgotten to becoming a beloved cult classic. Nostalgic fans grew to love its unique blend of live action with cool special effects and realistic toy battles. Now, smash that like button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe so that you know when we upload another video like this one. And if you have any recommendations, feel free to let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.